They say podcasts are going to replace books. I don't know about that, but I do think TRS clips will assist your learning process. Speaking about failures, so I'm sure you've experienced something early on in your career.
Yeah.
Either you had a struggle, you had a failure, and then you bounce back. I'm sure you've also seen lots of people who faded away in Bollywood. They started at the same time as you, but then kind of dropped off.
I feel like we all hit setbacks, no? Like we all witness it in our lives, and for me, I don't think there's any other way. You just gotta like bounce back and just don't. You can't give up. Giving up is not an option. I mean, you gotta just bounce back and prove it until you conquer whatever you've set out to.
Why do people stop getting films in Bollywood?
Could be anything, yeah. Could be any XYZ reasons. Could be a lack of interest from probably their end, where they're not trying hard enough. Maybe they're not, or they're not getting the right opportunities. Again, opportunities is a big key, and not everybody. There could be a million people far more talented than the ones who are existing in the industry, but perhaps they never got the opportunity.
But what do you do to attract those opportunities in Bollywood? Like, what have you done right before you even got your debut film?
What I did right was I waited for the right film to come along. I've been very patient. And it's not just about my first film. I think it's about my entire career so far. I have been very extremely patient to be able to not miss out on being part of the films that I have been, you know. I genuinely have worked hard, auditioned for, except barring a War and a Shamshera, I've auditioned for every other film that I've been part of. And yeah, you just, for me, I knew exactly what I wanted, or at least exactly what I didn't want. And I waited it out until someone like a YRF, they saw that potential in me and they backed me. So yeah, you
know when you say YRF,
yeah.
I understand it because I'm in the media industry.
Yeah,
most people don't understand the role YRF plays
yeah.
in Bollywood today, like as a talent management firm of sorts,
Yeah.
as a
Weren't they the first ones to come up with the whole in-house talent agency?
I believe so.
And then other production houses now also have...
why don't you explain it from your perspective in terms of what does a YRF do for you as an acting professional?
I'll tell you. So, simple girl coming from Delhi. I was a model. You know, my pictures also amongst many other, must be 10 other girls on the list, got selected, shortlisted by Shano Sharma, who's the casting director for Yash's films. And I was in Bombay for some jewelry brand shoot as a model. And back then I was with Elite Modeling Agency. So she happened to approach the agency, me along with a couple of other girls from the agency. She asked for a meeting. We went to her house and we were all sitting on a she had a lovely sofa and chairs put up and everything, and we were all there in the room, and one by one, and she kept asking in an interview, like just gauging a glimpse of one's personality with conversations, and I remember she asking me something very some sort of a general knowledge question she had asked me back then. Something had happened in New Zealand or something had happened. And to my fortune, I knew what was happening. I was up to date, and I happened to speak to her, and she's like, "Okay, you're smart." And then she's like, "Okay, can you dance?" And I'm like, "I don't have professional training, but I can try." And then she put up some couple of songs from Rabne Bana Di Jodi and Dhoom and a couple of other songs. And I kept dancing for approximately an hour plus. And I'm like, listen, I have a flight back. I can't dance anymore. I have to go. Clearly, I didn't understand what's happening because I'm just dancing and giving a impromptu audition. And then it's not like I had a scene or anything. I had to enact out a scene. So she's like, okay, good enough for the day and everything. Okay, bye. I'm sitting in my flight. I get a call and she's like, listen, can you stay back? I would like to audition you further. And I'm like, yeah. So I never really took it seriously because I'm like, it's Yash's films. They'll go to stars.
Did you get out of the flight?
No.
You stayed in the flight?
I didn't get off the flight. I was in my flight and I remember I think it was a Wednesday or something, Tuesday or Wednesday. And on Friday, the same week, I had a Cosmopolitan shoot. It was my first ever big shoot with a magazine. And I'm like, no, Shano, I can't stay back. And firstly, it's not like, it's it's a new city for me, and we don't really know each other that well, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. And there's no scene that you have. It's not like, it's a quick day's audition you do and you leave back. So she's like, okay, go do your shoot, come back, and then we can audition you further. I still didn't believe her. And I'm like, are you sure? Is this serious? Is this going? I'm not going to play some character artist ka role or anything. I'm looking out to be, the lead. Otherwise, I don't want to do it. And she's like, what's wrong with you? Firstly, just calm down and we'll send you a flight ticket. Just come. Then she spoke to my parents. My parents they've always been highly overtly protective about us throughout our childhood. So they're like, okay, it's Yash Raj Films, it's reputed, and they seem ethically and morally sound, and it's Shanu Sharma. She's kind of comforted my family because, it's a woman casting director and everything's in place. And my elite agency was very thorough professionals. So I'm like, okay, the base is fine. They sent me a ticket. She kind of arranged where I could stay in Bombay. She helped me get a place. Stayed for a month, auditioned a lot. Manish Sharma liked my auditions, and then that's how I got Shuddh Desi. Yeah.
Luck?
So I don't know if
any luck present here?
Maybe, or maybe I manifested it. Maybe while, as a little child, when I used to look at Yash Raj films and Dharma films, and I do remember wanting to be an actor and dancing like those heroines and looking like them and enacting those scenes. I think maybe somewhere it really hit a feeling and kind of sparked, my I think the jet to my on-way journey to the industry.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out the entire episode and also check out this playlist that we've curated just for you.